Eric, is it Lofstrom versus Derek Gideon?
Good morning, Your Honor. Parissa Gazari appearing for plaintiff.
Mr. Gideon?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case? This is termination.
That's correct, Your Honor. This is a termination of tenancy case. There is no lease.
All right. There is no lease. All right. Sir, what's your position on this case?
I was just notified of the court documents on May 2nd. I hadn't heard from the owner of the property in over a year, and I got the summons taped to the door on May 2nd. But prior to that, I hadn't had any contact or any correspondence in a year with him, and so it kind of came out of the blue. And I don't have any problem getting out of the house. It's just a matter of timing. That's all I'm here to try to get.
And I sent a 1-month notice to quit on February 26th with an April 1st move-out date that I mailed Mr. Gideon to.
Right. I never received it. That's all I didn't say you didn't send it. I'm just saying I never received it. I got the summons. I actually have 2 summons from the court, but I never received that document.
Okay, so sir, you're actually entitled to a 1-week adjournment. Did you want to? I'll adjourn this out 1 week. Maybe you can call on your paperwork is the attorney's office. You can call either Ms. Gazari or someone there and try to work something out regarding a move out.
Okay, that works for me.
All right. So I will adjourn this 23rd.
23rd at 2 p.m.
I'll adjourn this matter to May 23rd, 2025, 2 p.m.
Yes, sir.
2 p.m. That's an in-person hearing, sir.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Court calls case Peninsula Place versus Jawan Carlton.
Parissa Gazari for plaintiff.
All right. You turn that on. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, the outstanding balance is $3,070.34, which includes the court costs.
All right. And sir, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I get financial aid in a couple weeks, so I was just gonna pay the whole thing off, but they forced the court anyways. I told them to just wait. No one listened. I tried to work for them.
So you're waiting on a financial aid check?
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjourn it out 1 week, May 23rd, 2025, 2 p.m. Where are you in school?
At Washtenaw Community.
All right. Why don't you double check with them as to when that's going to come in? Usually, well, they sometimes, I think you probably know this, get delayed. So what you may want to do is also contact the attorney's office, see if you can work out a conditional order dismissal when that comes in. Okay, sir?
All
right. All right. So I will set it May 23rd, 2025, 2 p.m.
Okay.
That's an in-person hearing, sir.
I'm not gonna be here. Is there any way I can change that? I got a new job that requires me to go to Kentucky.
Well, you might be able to appear via Zoom, but you'll have to submit the form.
Okay. How do I contact the lawyer's office and submit the form?
The lawyer's office, the Fink office, their number is on your paperwork.
Okay.
And you can contact the clerk's office here at the court to get the form regarding the Zoom appearance.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Court does call the case of Peninsula Place versus Jacqueline Gardner.
Parissa Gazari for plaintiff.
Hi.
Hello, Ms. Gardner. All right. I'll need a camera. And what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, the outstanding balance is $2,515.81, which includes court costs.
The camera's not working.
All right. Okay, Ms. Gardner.
Sorry.
How are you intending on getting that paid?
I have 400 now, and then I plan to pay 600 plus 3 on the 24th next month or next week. And then I did apply for SCR as well. I'm waiting to hear back from my worker.
For SCR, you need to take the form that you got in your packet, the rental assistance form, or what you can do is download it with the QR code on the screen And you'll need to file that with the court by Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
And you're gonna pay the 400 when?
I could pay it today.
All right. So you pay the 400 today. The other amounts that you have, you said the 24th?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll note the file that you're gonna pay that on the 24th, but you'll have a hearing before that time. And then I'll adjourn this out to May 23rd, 2025 at 2 p.m.
Okay. Is it Zoom?
No, that is in person, ma'am.
Okay. If I'm on maternity leave, so if I end up going in labor, what should I do? Because I'm due
Okay.
next week.
All right.
So sorry.
If you end up going in labor, go have the baby. All right. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're going to have difficulty getting here, there is, we usually don't grant the request, but if you'd let us know what the request is and get the Zoom form into us, we'll take care of that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Provident Asset Management versus Sandra Moore.
Carissa
Yeah.
Gazari for plaintiff.
Picking her up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I got you now. All right.
Okay.
Okay, what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, the outstanding balance is $2,515.55, which includes court costs.
All right. And ma'am, how are you intending on getting this paid?
Well, I did contact my bridges and also I can't think of the other place that I contacted, but I'm waiting for them to get back to me, see how much they can help me with.
Was it Hawk that you contacted?
Hawk, yes, Hawk.
Okay, did they give you an appointment?
I have the paperwork and I sent it in, so I'm waiting for Hawk to get back to me. My bridges said that they called and said they made an appointment to talk to me. So I'm waiting to hear from them and find out when
Okay.
my appointment is.
So, all right. You'll have to file a rental assistance form with the court. It came in
Okay.
your packet and put the information regarding assistance that you're trying to get. Okay.
Okay.
And you have to file that by Wednesday. I'll adjourn this matter out to May 23rd, 2025 at 2 p.m. That's an
Okay.
in-person hearing, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I will call Tri-County Investments versus Anthony DeBrito.
Carissa Gazari for plaintiff.
DeBrito, not signed in. Would you like to take a default?
I would, Your Honor.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a case that was filed following a demand for possession due to damage to property, health hazard. The apartment has piles of trash that are spilling out into the hallway and common area. It's causing a serious and continuing health hazard. Plaintiff is requesting entry of a default judgment for possession with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession, no redemption amount, writ to issue in 10 days.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of Barnes and Barnes versus Quintavious, is it Scandrett and Christopher Mayo?
It's just me. Quintavious Scandrett has moved out of his apartment. I'm a football player at Eastern, so when guys on the team transfer and stuff, they just leave and they don't sign over the lease agreement, or they don't take their names off the lease. So it's just me right now.
All right, and you're Mr. Mayo?
Yes, I am.
All right, and go ahead, Mr. Friedman.
The total, including costs, is $2240.
$2240. All right, Mr. Mayo, how are you intending on getting that paid?
On Monday, I had put a pay stub in for $1,200 to bring the balance down to $1948. I think she told me. And then on the 30th, I get paid from the team and also from my job, which I should get around $1,500 to $1,700. So I'd use that also. And then on the the 10th of May, I will also be getting my second check for my job, and that should be able to get the balance down also.
All right. So you're saying that you gave them how much
$1,200.
already? On Monday?
Yes, the 12th.
All right.
I have that, Your Honor. That's part of the, that's in the
That's
equation.
already included?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that brought it down to the 2240.
Including
right.
costs, yes.
Yes. All right. And so your next check isn't until the 30th?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you to do. You're going to need to contact the attorney's office, see if you can work out a conditional order dismissal regarding the payment of this balance. And I'll give you a week to do that. The information is on your paperwork. So I'll adjourn this to May 23rd, 2025 at 2 p.m. That is an in-person hearing, sir.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Barnes and Barnes versus Marcus Hargrove.
Lois Friedman for the plaintiff.
How you doing?
Marcus Hargrove?
Yes.
Oh, you got him. Okay, there he is. Okay. All right. What's plaintiff's claim in this case?
2290 total.
2290. All right. And Mr. Hargrove, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I was waiting on. I did show Jessica that I had my sub. It was a check that was a 21 the day that they owed me for my taxes. I forgot the name that they call that check. But I'm supposed to be receiving. I haven't received it yet. I think it was over 21 days. Almost 1,500, and I said I was going to give that towards them on that as well. I have almost 500, and I'm gonna give them next week and just try to just tattle it down as quick as I can.
So you're waiting on a check and you got 500 that you can give them next week. What day next week?
It'd be sometime like Thursday, Friday.
All right. So I'm going to put in the file that you're going to pay 500 by the 22nd. I'll adjourn this matter out to May 23rd, 2025, 2 p.m.
Is there any way that I can request for a Zoom?
You can request it. This is an in-person hearing. I'm not sure that your Zoom request will be granted. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of Eastern Oaks versus Antoine Silvers.
Lois Friedman for the plaintiff.
Antoine Silvers, not checked in. If you'd like to take a default, raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead, sir.
It's a termination case, Your Honor. He just moved in to an apartment that the previous tenants who are my next case have left. He's not an authorized tenant. He's not on any lease or application or anything else. He just showed up and moved in and it's tearing the place to pieces.
All right, so he has no lease. All right, judgment to the plaintiff. That is by default for possession. No redemption amount, writ to issue in 10 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Eastern Oaks versus Jeremy Willingham and Willie William and John Kearney.
Lois Friedman for the plaintiff.
Willingham, William, Kearney. No one is here. You may proceed, sir.
Your Honor, the total $6,032.98.
6,000. I'm sorry, you broke off there.
I'm sorry, 6032.98.
98. Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession. Redemption amount is the amount requested with a writ to issue 10 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Northfield Estates versus Carl Reinman.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Mr. Reinman?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Now, Your Honor, this is an action for termination of tenancy under the Just Cause statute based on violations of the lease agreement, Your Honor, including defendant's failure to maintain the home and site in a manner consistent with the lease agreement and rules and regulations of the community. A just cause termination notice was issued on March 19th, requiring defendant to vacate on or before April 21st. And to my knowledge, he's still in possession of the property.
All right. And sir, what's your position on this case?
I guess I've been month to month lease or with no lease and then I guess month before last she refused to take rent. And I said, gee, it's working on getting things, my screen door broke, and that's my first project. My porch is a project, and skirting gets arranged by the weather regularly, and I guess that's I'm in process to jump through her hoops some more, and all of a sudden, you know, the rent not being taken was a surprise.
Because they're trying to terminate your tenancy, sir.
You know, I guess that's just a surprise.
Okay. Do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Do I want to? That'd be, you know, nice. Yeah.
All right. What you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to contact legal services. All right, let me give you their phone number. It's 665-6181. All right, and I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week, May 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. So I suggest you contact legal services right away.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Northfield Crossing versus Holly Bosner, or Bonser, I'm sorry. Bonser, she's not here. You'd like to take a default? Did you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. For the record, Your Honor, Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law, on behalf of the plaintiff. Your Honor, there is rent to retain of $1,651.39, cost of $190 for a total due of $1,841.39. And we'd request entry of a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after the statutory 10-day period.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default. For possession, redemption amount is in the amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Northville Crossing versus Nicholas Buckland.
Yes, sir.
And Brittany Moore.
Brittany is not here, sir.
All right. All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
With cost, Your Honor, $2,132.67.
Sir, there was actually a $1,100 payment made yesterday. I don't know if they have that registered or not.
I don't have that, Your Honor, but it's
all right.
We'll be able to verify that before the next court date.
Yes. So you paid 1,100, so that would bring you down to a little over 1,000. So when are you going to get that paid, sir?
That would be paid next Friday in full, sir.
All right. What time next Friday?
First thing in the morning. I get paid about 6 o'clock in the morning, so about as soon as the office opens.
All right. So why don't we do this? You paid 1,100, then you're going to pay the balance by the 23rd early. So I'll adjourn this matter out to May 23rd, 2025, 1 p.m. All right. Try to get that in and paid. And if everything's paid, it's likely they'll dismiss the case. All right. But it's got to make sure that everything's paid. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Northfield Crossing versus Clarence Carmichael and Barbara Carmichael.
I don't either.
Clarence or Barbara Carmichael? No response. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $1,690.47. Costs are $246 for a total due of $1,936.47. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested. Writ to issue in 10 days. Northville Crossing versus Ardell Carson.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Ardella Gillis. I'm Ardell Carson's daughter.
Okay. Is Miss Carson available or?
No, he is at home watching the grandchildren. I am out in Ann Arbor. I am actually sitting at the courthouse. I thought I had to appear in person.
Okay. All right. Well, he really needs to be here, but do you reside at this address?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
With cost, Your Honor, $2,321.75.
All right. Ma'am, how is that intending on getting paid?
My father had lost his income last month, which was a shocker to us because we have been on-time payers for years. He's getting his income back through Social Security retirement, and I also receive disability as well. So we'll have a total of close to $4,000, but none of our income won't come until the 30th.
It won't come till when?
The 30th.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna adjourn this out 1 week to the 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. I'm gonna suggest that you contact the attorney's office, see if a conditional order of dismissal can be worked out prior to that hearing.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Crossing versus Faithland, is it Lefker?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay, there you are. Okay. And what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
With costs, Your Honor, it is $2,054.20.
All right, Ms. Lefker, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I am paying $750 of that today, and I'm also working with a local church to get the rest paid.
So you're gonna pay $750 today.
Yes.
All
I
right.
actually spoke with the property manager, and she agreed to let me pay in installments as of right now. So I had asked if I could pay it off by the 30th completely.
By the 30th, try to get everything paid?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, here's what I'll do. Get the $750 in. I'm gonna adjourn this out 1 week. You may want to contact either the manager or the attorney's office and see if you can work out a conditional order dismissal to try to get it paid by the 30th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that'd be the 23rd at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing.
Okay,
Okay?
yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Court calls the case of River Ridge versus Douglas Codger. Coger, not present. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $1,491. Court costs are $175 for a total due of $1,666. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Arbor Woods versus Leonard Arnold Jr. and Lindsay Arnold. Leonard or Lindsay Arnold, not present. You may proceed.
Thank you. Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $1,756.84. Costs of $242 for a total due of $1,998.84. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Arbor Woods versus Karshina, Karshina Bigum, not checked in. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is rent to retain of $4,527.29. Cost of $186 for a total due of $4,713.29. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Arbor Woods versus Tina Carico. Tina Carico, not checked in. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $1,738.50. Costs are $186 for a total due of $1,924.50. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Arbor Woods versus Alethea Green. Alethea Green, no response. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $2,541.43. Cost of $186 for a total due of $2,727.43. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Arbor Woods versus Jada Griggs. Said not,
Correct.
because I don't see. All right. Jada Griggs, no response. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's rent to retain of $6,302.67, costs of $186 for a total due of $6,488.67. We'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Court calls case of Arbor Woods versus Patricia Jenkins and Shayna Jackson. Jackson, Jenkins, neither are here. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. There is rent to retain of $5,616.85. Costs are $242 for a total due of $5,858.85. And we'd ask for a default possession only judgment with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff by default possession, redemption amount is in the amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days. Arbor Woods versus Torrance Johnson.
Your Honor, I believe we have that case marked for dismissal. Let me verify on my end, though. We do.
You do? All right. He is here. Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir. I'm present.
All right. They're indicating that they're going to dismiss your case. You have a problem with that?
No, I do not have a problem with that. I'm currently up to date on my rent.
Pardon?
I say I'm currently up to date on my rent.
Yeah, that's what they're indicating, that you paid everything and they're going to dismiss this case, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Take care.
All
Case is dismissed without prejudice. Arbor Woods versus Jarrett Lee Smeltkop.
Yes, sir.
That one's
And
also-
Sarah Lee.
We're here.
Smeltkop.
We're here.
And
Okay,
that one's
there you
also
are.
a dismissal, Your Honor.
All right, folks, they're indicating they're going to dismiss your case. You have a problem with that?
No.
No,
No.
but are we gonna get
All
something
right.
saying that it was dismissed?
Fantastic. Pardon?
Are we gonna get something in the mail stating that it was dismissed?
They usually will send in an order, and it's usually sent out. I can't.
Okay,
All right, thank
all
you.
right, thank you.
All right, thank you. You guys have a good weekend.
You
You too.
too,
Bye-bye.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Arbor Woods versus Brittany LaFloria. Brittany LaFloria?
I'm here.
Okay. I need a camera, and what is plaintiff's claim?
With cost, Your Honor, $3,797.50.
All right, Ms. LaFloria, how are you intending on getting that paid?
For some reason my camera isn't working, but I paid $19.50 yesterday. So that's already been posted into my account. I did just go to the office because it was a discrepancy when I first signed up. And I did speak with the attorney too about this, that I was told by the leasing agent that I would get a free month. But then the manager went back to try to say that she's not going to honor that. But when I just looked over my lease, it's showing that I was supposed to get a free month. So from what I was told by the young lady that's at the office right now, is that she would speak with the manager to see if they would honor that. So I'm waiting to hear back on that. But they did receive a payment of $19.50, which is over a 1 month's rent. So.
And I'm assuming, Ms. Dornbush, you don't show that $19.50 in this
I
amount.
don't yet, Your Honor, but I'll be able to verify that before next Friday.
All right, very good. Ma'am, what I'm going to do is I'll adjourn your case out May 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. Is it?
Yes.
At 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. If you're going to be represented, then let them know that that's your court date. All right. And hopefully we'll have an answer on that rent and everything, and then the credit to your account and see where we are. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Arbor Woods versus Dominique Lucas.
Yeah, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we're able to hear you. Fantastic.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
With court costs, Your Honor, $3,393.16.
All right. So Lucas, how are you intending on getting that paid?
Well, I just paid, what was that, 31.50? I think it applied to my balance last week. So on the ledger online, it was showing me that I owe 15.96, but it was also showing that I owed what she just stated, which I was confused about. I know I can pay 500 today, and I'll have at least 1,500 by next Friday. Because I didn't know which balance to pay. I don't know if it's the 15.96 or it's the 3,400.
Your Honor, in looking at the ledger, I see a payment on May 7th for 2,800, not for 3,150. So I would just suggest Miss
Well,
Lucas.
it was 2,800, and then there was a 350 payment as well. I just added it all together.
The 350 payment I see, Miss Lucas, is from April 15th. So unless you paid an additional
Oh,
350.
they put it in. Oh, okay. I thought they because she told when I took it to the office, she told me they couldn't apply it towards the rent because the whole balance had to be paid at the same time. So when I looked, I just thought it was all applied on the same day. But I'm able to pay 500 today, and I know I'm able to pay at least 15 next week.
The 1,500.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you pay that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What day can you get that 1,500 paid?
I can have it paid. I'll just say Friday morning because sometimes my check doesn't come until Friday morning.
All right. So I'll indicate by the 23rd in the morning. Try to get that in as early as you can to them.
Okay.
I'll adjourn this out to May 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. That is an in-person hearing, okay?
Okay.
And then we can see exactly where we are on this and how we'll get it all taken care of. All right?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Court does call the case of Arbor Woods versus Tiffany Mitchell.
Hello.
You're both here. Okay. Tiffany, I'm sorry, and Siobhan Mitchell.
Yes.
And Your Honor,
All
we
right.
have this marked as a dismissal on our end.
All right. You folks have any problem with that? She got a big old smile on her face, so I don't think so. All right. They both do. All right. Okay. This case is dismissed. You guys have a great weekend.
You as well.
Arbor Woods versus Creather Vaughn.
And Your Honor, I believe we have this as a dismissal on our end, but I believe Ms. Vaughn is here.
Yes, she is. Ms. Vaughn, can you unmute? Did you freeze on?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, there you
I
are.
need to explain something, please, while I have your audience. Yes, I would like your audience, just for a second, Your Honor. I do live in Arbor Woods, and I'll be living there 4 years come this September. I'm 70. Well, I'll be 71 in August. I to them when I started renting the home that I was not able to pay on the 1st. I'm only able to pay the 3rd Wednesday of each month from my Social Security and my pension. And that's why I'm late. And it's always going to be like this every month. I've never had a problem with it before, except maybe a couple of times, but that was it. And I don't know what to do or who to speak with. I haven't been getting any notices, and then I just got a notice about a week ago, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. Here we go again. They already know. I don't.
All right, you're breaking up on me, Miss Vaughn. I think I get it. You don't get your check until the 3rd week.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I pay religiously. I never had a problem with that. I won't come, but I can only pay for the 3rd Wednesday of each month. And I'm at my wit's end.
Okay. I don't know, Ms. Dornbush, if there's anything that can be done. That's when her income comes in. Ideally, they'd probably like you to get a month ahead and be able to pay it at the beginning of the month out of the previous check, but I know that's just hard. Sometimes life doesn't go that way, right?
Well, I mean, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. I just wanted to explain my case, but is there any way with the lady that's here that says it's dismissed, is there any way that they can accommodate me in that way where I can pay once, on the 3rd Wednesday of each month?
Your Honor, Ms. Vaughn, I have to talk to management about that. I don't have any ability.
Yeah, she doesn't have the authority to do that. So you have to talk with the manager.
Who would that
be?
What's the name? What's the name of the person that's the manager?
Your Honor, the manager that's overseeing the property at present, her name is Dana.
Okay.
Okay? All right,
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Vaughn. All right, well, if you show up every month, I'll be happy to see you. All right?
I got you.
Okay.
Thank you. Have
You
a
have a
blessed
blessed, you do the same.
day. All right.
Court calls the case of Arbor Woods versus David Waters. Arbor Woods versus Alicia White and Michaela White. I
Hello.
think Michaela's here. Okay, there she is. All right. What, how much is owing on this? What is plaintiff's claim?
With costs, Your Honor, $3,612.56.
All right. And ma'am, how are you guys intending on getting that paid?
We're going to try to pay something next week. If not, we're just going to leave the property.
Okay. How much were you intending on getting paid next week?
Well, we're trying to see, because they're not taking anything unless it's the full balance. So she's been very hard on us trying to make partial payments because I get paid one week, my mom get paid another week. So she won't take anything unless it's the full payment. So we don't know.
How much do you have now that you can pay?
I don't have anything now. I don't get paid until next week.
Okay. Here's what I'll do so that you guys can make a decision. I'll adjourn this out 1 week, 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. If you're intending on moving out, you might want to contact the landlord or contact counsel and try to arrange something along those lines. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. And
Hello, Judge. I'm sorry. I apologize.
is that Mr. Hugan?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Man,
Arbor Woods versus Felicia Hugan. I knew that. I knew who it was.
man, I apologize.
Versus Felicia and Reginald Hugan. How are you, sir? All right. What is the claim in this case?
The total with costs, Your Honor, is $2,823.91.
All right, Mr. Hugan, how are we going to get this paid?
I'm going to within the next by 2 o'clock I should have $1,300 in, and then the rest will be paid on the 30th.
All right. So you're going to have $1,300 by sometime today.
About 2 or 3 o'clock before the office closed. Yes.
All right. So I'm going to put $1,300 today.
Okay.
I'll adjourn this out to the 23rd, May 23rd, 2025 at 1 p.m. an in-person hearing. You can contact the attorney and see if you can work something out in terms of a conditional order dismissal before the next court date. Okay. If you're not going to have another check till the 30th.
Yes, I won't. Yeah, I won't have another check till the 30th.
All right. Okay. See if you can work that out. All right.
I appreciate you. You guys be blessed.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.